in a strange place. Smile on your face seems misplaced, alone. Gray day, can't find our way. Not sure what I miss the most.
We good? Are we rolling? Okay. All right. Welcome, everybody, to the Exchange in beautiful downtown Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. It is a gorgeous spring night. We have a nice crowd here. We are thrilled to see you. I hope that before you leave, you have a chance to look around at the art around you. The show is called Face Value. In common with all of the open call shows that we do, we said out into the community, here's the theme, bring the work, open to everybody. There's work by 77 artists here from 10 Pennsylvania counties, the youngest in middle school, the oldest, someone older than that. A huge, broad range of work, and remarkably enough, among the 169 pieces here, 34 of these artists are showing here for the very first time. Our community keeps growing. More and more people see what the Exchange does and want to have a part of that. For that, I am truly grateful. Artists will often come in here and say, oh, thank you so much for putting my work on the wall. What I tell them is thank you, because if it weren't for the artists, this would be an empty room. The same is true of the musicians who play here. If it weren't for these musicians, it would be very quiet here. We appreciate a little bit of noise. So thank you, Woody Wolfe, for bringing tonight's noise.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm not sure where I fit in, not sure where I belong. One thing I know that feels right is getting lost in song. Not real good with poetry, not a seer or a sage, just sharing the experience from any old stage. It said you need a hook, I'll more likely find a sinker, but I never needed silver skates, kinda like Hans Brinker. Just singing 'cause I have to, just singing 'cause I must, just going where it takes me, in the music I will trust. I'm just singing for the sake of the song. If it's yours, I will just sing along. Give me a verse and a chorus, a bridge would be nice. I'll sing it through once, I'll sing it through twice. Just singing for the sake of the song. When the music starts a-playing, well, my foot just taps along. Without even thinking, I'm immersed in the song. You know that it just happens, it's out of my control. The music so quickly finds its way into my soul. Oh, 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 oh. I know that you have been there. You know just what I mean. We're just singing for the sake of the song. If it's yours, I will just sing along. Give me a verse and a chorus, a bridge would be nice. I'll sing it through once, I'll sing it through twice. Just singing for the sake of the song. I'm just singing for the sake of the song. Just singing for the sake of the song. Well, thanks. I'm excited to be here at the Exchange in the listening room, and incredibly blessed to have friends that have traveled far to get here. Thank you, Casey and Sue. Pretty much everything I'm going to play tonight is original, so if you find any kind of a theme in there, you know, it's because I wrote them, you know, and I don't write about a real broad variety of subjects. It just always seems to come down to the same thing, but I try to do it in different ways. But this song kind of talks about why I'm here tonight with you guys. Wrote this, my wife and I did a trip to the UK in August, and you know, had to go to Strawberry Fields and Penny Lane and all those places, and it kind of inspired this song. Watching it Sullivan in '64 at my grandparents' house, my seat on the floor. I watched as these four guys inserted the key. It started something stirring in me. First all my love, and then till there was you. The girls in that crowd didn't know what to do, but for me from that moment there was never a doubt that music would be what my life was about. Yeah, something inside of me changed on that day. I got a guitar and I started to play John, Paul, George, and Ringo. Try as I might, I can't thank you enough for what you gave us that night. The world had changed with a 1, 2, 3, 4, never to be the same. Launched into their hit, yeah, 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 she loves you. Those beats of the drums split the air. Then several acts later, you finally returned to sing. I saw you standing there. Such mania rained down across all of the land as you sang to all. I wanna hold your hand. Yeah, music was different with a new kind of cool. Delivered by four mates from Liverpool. Yeah, something inside of me changed on that day. I got a guitar and I started to play John, Paul, George, and Ringo. Try as I might, I can't thank you enough for what you gave us that night. The world had changed with a 1, 2, 3, 4, never to be the same. Yeah, you changed the game as you sang what you wrote, with folks hanging on to every word, every note. You allowed us to dream, you allowed us to fly. Something inside of us changed. Now so many who listen are too young to recall that wondrous time that started it all. But I'm here to tell you, had that night not have been, I wouldn't be here singing for you. There's so many others who will tell you the same, how those Liverpool lads for sure changed the game. They made it okay to sing your own songs, and the world is still singing along. Yeah, something inside of us changed on that day. We got drums and guitars. We started to play John, Paul, George, and Ringo. Try as I might, can't thank you enough for what you gave us that night. The world had changed with a 1, 2, 3, 4, never to be the same. And the Beatles was their name. Thanks. And it honestly happened that way. It was a month, 2 months, 3 months, 3 months before my birthday, and I turned to my parents and said, I think I want a guitar. And looking back, I don't know if it was because of the response of the ladies or if it was just because it was the music. But I think over the years I've decided it was the music. Well, during the pandemic, I don't know if anyone else was going stir crazy trying to find something to do, but I started listening to old albums, pulling out the vinyl, and one day I pulled out a Janis Joplin album, was listening to that, and Mercedes-Benz came on, and yeah, you guys, if I sang that now, you guys could sing along, I'm sure. Well, I'm not going to sing it, but I'm going to sing an updated version. So as I'm listening to that song, I thought, kids don't know what dialing for dollars is anymore. They talks about a color TV. They didn't realize there were black and white TVs. So I thought, I'm going to try to bring it into something a little more current. So this was my rewrite of VW Bus. Oh Lord, won't you buy? Oh, I should also say that I never wanted a Mercedes. I had a VW Bus in the '60s and the '70s, and I've I've always wanted another one. And my wife and I, we have a son now that works for Mercedes, and I could probably get one of those now, but I don't want that. I want a VW bus. So my version is called VW bus. I should have prefaced it with that. Oh, Lord, won't you buy me a VW bus? My friends all drive hybrids. I just can't adjust. I'm just an old hippie. In you will I trust. Oh, Lord, won't you buy me a VW bus? Oh, Lord, won't you buy me an 8-track tape deck? I still have those tapes, Lord. I figure what the heck. They're right here in my closet, so I figured I would check. Oh, Lord, won't you buy me an 8-track tape deck? Oh, Lord, won't you buy me a flat screen TV? Mine still has a tube. It's heavier than me. I won't watch nothing higher than ratings of PG. Oh, Lord, won't you buy me a flat screen TV? You know the first verse. Lord, won't you buy me a VW bus? My friends all drive hybrids. I just can't adjust. I'm just an old hippie. In you will I trust. Oh, Lord, won't you buy me a VW bus? So took my liberties with that. My apologies to Janice. So after I wrote that one, I thought, well, I should go in a little more into depth about the old hippie thing. So this is a true story. This one's called Just an Old Hippie. The year was 1968. My hair was just starting to get long. Was picking the guitar, didn't want to be a star, just playing for the sake of the song. Saw how music pulled together, what life can tear apart. Saw somehow the difference it could make. Some said that I was dreaming, that was just fine by me. I was just being who I was and who I was meant to be. Some folks said I was just a hippie. Things like peace and love rang true to me. To look at another as a sister and a brother just seemed the way it should be. We dabbed on that patchouli, our tie-dyes were so groovy. We just mellowed out and let our minds be free. We go put on some Dead, let the music fill our heads, and we dance with such abandon, you and me. Soon it's 11 years later, with a wife, 2 kids, and a home. Still playing that guitar. To my kids, I'm a star. With the music, I'm starting to roam. At some open mic, I'd play something I liked. Let the music go where it would go. To see some folks smile while some sang along. I remembered the power that was there in those songs. I guess I was just an old hippie. Things like peace and love still rang true to me. To look at another as a sister and a brother just seemed the way it should be. Now the scent was English leather, 'cause my wife liked it better. I'd still mellow out and set my mind free. Oh, we'd put on some Dylan and do us some chillin' and dance like no one's watching, you and me. Well, these days, I find myself wondering, thinking about what this world has become. What's happened to compassion, just doing what is right, pledging justice for each and every one. To care about a neighbor, to care for strangers too, caring for the one who don't look the same as you. Some say that I'm a dreamer, well that's just fine by me. I'm just being who I am and who I'll always be, 'cause it isn't any different from the things that I was taught as a little boy in Sunday school. It was there I learned a mercy. It was there I learned a grace. It was there I learned a family. That is the human race. So I guess I'm still an old hippie. Things like peace and love still ring true to me. To look at another as a sister and a brother just seems the way it should be. Now the scent has been gay, my hair has turned gray, my memory's just about shot. Let's put on some Prine, let his lyrics blow our minds. Let's dance like no one's watching, you and me. You and me. So that's truly, like I said, that's truly the story. And I'm sticking to it. Well, my wife told me she was coming tonight, and you know that's when you have to bring out the other instruments that you haven't played much to justify purchasing them. The guys are all laughing like, yeah, I get it. Big thanks to Bill Jay for doing sound and putting up with people that bring these instruments in at the last minute, and he goes ahead and gets it all tuned in, you know. So this is a song called Crazy Ride, just one crazy ride. This instrument, by the way, is called an octave mandolin. It's kind of tuned the same as a mandolin, and it's got 4 pairs of strings rather than 6 strings, and I bought this for my 70th birthday, and just because I thought I needed one different instrument in the family, you know. So this song's called "Just One Crazy Ride." Back in 22, I was out. I've spent a lot of my life singing in children's hospitals and doing a lot of medical camps over the summer, and I was actually on my way out to. I was in the middle of a 6.5-week road trip, doing 3 camps out in Arizona, doing some house concerts and things on the way, and of course, I would call my wife and talk to her multiple times every day, and but this song ended up getting written about 3 weeks from the end of the trip. So it's called "Just One Crazy Ride." The day started out like so many before. He smiled as he thought about what the day held in store. Had some breakfast and was on the road by 8. Just 3 more weeks and he would be by her side. No more just talking on the phone on the ride. To hold her close, to touch her hair would be great. Cause his only regret is traveling alone out on that road that somehow feels like home. Each day's ride, just another room in this house. A heart grows fonder by absence, it said. He thinks of those words at night crawling in bed. He's pretty damn sure that his heart couldn't grow any fonder. This life's journey came as a surprise, so unexpected, just one crazy ride. So many more blessings than any one man should know. One thing's for sure, there's just no turning back. This is his life, he's certain of that. Yeah, he knows. It's just how his life goes. So he faces each day, expecting surprise. Humbled by all that he's seen with his eyes, wondering how God could allow this for someone like him. Each day an adventure, each day with its songs. He shares them with others as he travels along. If you ask how he's doing, he'll tell you he's living the dream. Now, folks often hear it as just a cliche, but it's really how he feels day after day. It don't matter to him if others just think him a fool. This life's journey came as a surprise, so unexpected, just one crazy ride. So many more blessings than any one man should know. One thing's for sure, there's just no turning back. This is his life, yeah, he's certain of that. Yeah, he knows. It's just how his life goes. This life's journey came as a surprise, so unexpected, just one crazy ride. Thanks, Bill, for letting me pull that one off. This is a song I wrote back in 2008. My life up to the pandemic was traveling to Philly every week, and then Hershey every week, and then up to Geisinger every week to the children's hospitals. And then several times throughout the year, I would travel to South Carolina, Arizona, somewhere to visit, to do some visits there, do camps and all that. But I was coming home from Philadelphia one night after a really long, trying day, and I was emotionally exhausted. I was physically exhausted, and somewhere on 183, I fell asleep, and while I was driving, and somehow put my foot on the brake and was stopped in the lane of travel. So my eyes came open. I woke up, and it's like, your heart starts pounding because you realize where you're sitting, and it was right on a turn, so a car could have come around that turn, and and the fact that I just stopped there. I could have been there 5 seconds, 10 seconds. You know how that is. And it's like, but it was such a start that my heart's pounding, and I thought, man, I need to stop somewhere. So, of course, and that, if you're familiar with that road, there's a Sheetz, as you get to Minersville. So I go in there, but on the way, these words just started coming into my head. So I wrote it down. I'm still not really sure what this song is about, but I still sing it because it happened in the middle of the night. And as my friend that's next door doing the open mic says, sometimes it takes a near-death experience for inspiration. So the song is called "Tired." I have some CDs in the back if you still play CDs, but you can also stream you could stream that project. But I recorded that project with a few friends out in Nashville in 2018, and it's called "Life as It Is." But this is a song off of that called "Tired." My eyes are so tired, my flesh is so weak. Need to get off of this highway, find a place where I might get some sleep. Dash lines down the center seem to connect all the parts of my life. Seems I've been here forever, oncoming lights cut my eyes like a knife. Shouldn't have picked up this rider. He just sits there and shows me myself. I want to be home beside her with my worries placed high on a shelf. High on a shelf. Naked branches of winter are like a framework that holds up the sky. A sky so gray and so cloudy, seems only shadows cover my eyes. So I I just go where he tells me, though I suspect that he hasn't a clue. Yet in the midst of the mystery, we know just what we're meant to do. I shouldn't have picked up this rider. He just sits there and shows me myself. I want to be home beside her, with my worries placed high on a shelf. But I can't bring myself to make him get out, because part of me thinks he really knows where we are. So I stop for some Joe, I get a sandwich to go, and I get right back in behind the wheel of this car. But it's me and this rider, or is it really just me and myself? Soon I'll be home beside her, with my worries placed high on a shelf, high on a shelf. Thank you. This is another one that's on that. It's on that album. Grew up in Danville, and all the years that I was in school, and even after school, after I graduated from high school, there were still those department stores around. Every town had either Grant's, a Woolworths, or a J.J. Newberry's, and we had all three in Danville, plus a movie theater, and you won't find any of that there now. But there was a gentleman that had cerebral palsy, and I just kind of grew up knowing this guy. He sold Fuller Brush. Anyone remember Fuller Brush? And it's the joy of playing for older people. I can ask kids in the hospital, and it's like, I have no idea what that is, But yeah, so he would come to our house, and of course my mom would always give him an order, and back in that day, there was always a percolator of coffee, and you shared it with the neighbors, you shared it with whoever came, and so Jimmy, of course, would come and share some of that coffee, and so I was just sitting one day, and I was thinking about my childhood and the people that somehow impacted my life, whether they knew it or not, and Jimmy was one of those people that kind of showed me that there are people amongst us that have different abilities or diffabilities, although some people would see them as disabilities, but Jimmy had diffabilities, and so he inspired me. So this is called Fuller Brush Man. Working lunchtime at the counter at the local 5 and Dime. Jimmy come in for coffee, took the same stool every time. Now Jimmy's hand was shaky, not much coffee reached his mouth, mostly in the saucer. Jimmy would give me a smile. Let me fill up your coffee, Fuller Brush Man, let me top it off with some fresh. Sorry about the faces, sorry about the last, Fuller Brush Man, you were the best. Well, I'd known Jimmy for quite a few years, from visits he'd made to our place, selling his wares from a catalog, stubble on his face. He'd drink my mom's pert coffee. She gave him an order each time, pressing it in his sales pad, line by line. Let me fill up your coffee, Fuller Brush Man, let me top it off with some fresh. Sorry about the faces, sorry about the last, Fuller Brush Man, you were the best. walking down Mill in a well-worn suit that had seen some better days. Crooked tie and uneven gait, but nothing seemed to faze you. Not quite sure how you made the trip to that house where I once lived. Never saw you drive a car, yet you got around nonetheless. Let me fill up your coffee, Fuller Brush man, let me top it off with some fresh. Sorry about the faces, sorry about the last Fuller Brush man, you were the best. Oh, I see him on the porch of the Montour Hotel, the place he called home. I'd find myself feeling sorry for him, 'cause he always seemed to be alone. I'd call out his name, he'd give me a wave, and that smile that I'd come to know. Did you realize, Fuller Brush man, that you'd found your way into my soul? Thank you. Well, my wife and I went out to see two friends play last night. Tim Lashaw was one of them. And another musician friend came up and said hi to my wife and said, "Oh, I heard all about you." And he had been to a listening room thing I had played over in Lewisburg. And she's like, "What do you say about me?" So I figured that was the reason she was coming tonight, just to check up on me and see what the heck I was saying about her. But I think most of our 52 years of marriage, she spent shaking her head at me, or rolling her eyes, and it's well deserved. I'm not going to deny that. I deserve it all. So one morning, I decided I would change up my habits, and you probably shouldn't just change up habits like cold turkey. I decided to go from coffee to tea. And I'm a coffee addict. I mean, morning to night. So I get up that morning and it's like, hey, we got some Earl Grey tea. And so of course I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the tag on the end of the string, and it's like, well, I look at my wife across the table and I said, well, what do you think made Earl Grey? Eye roll. You guys can put all of that in. But she just shakes her head, and so I go get my guitar. She shakes her head even more, like, please, do we have to have this in the morning? And but I started. So I started with the song like this. I said to Earl, why are you looking gray? He looked at me and said, just go away. I'm in hot water so early in the day. How could I feel any other way? I try to get her to look at me, but she only sees what she wants to see. There really ain't nothing more to say. I didn't know who she was. So I said to my wife, what other kinds of tea do we have? And she said, well, there's some ginger tea out here. I said, Now Ginger, she was one hot cup of tea. Everything about her said, hey, look at me. She kept Earl steeping for so long as she sang her siren song. The longer he brewed, the madder he got. He said, Ginger don't deserve a shot. No. All right, I gave it away. So then she also said, well, there's some jasmine tea out here. Now Jasmine, she watched from afar, got her sweetness from a honey jar. She said, I know I'm the one for him. So she took a deep breath and dove right in, Now Jasmine got in Ginger's face. She said, hey girl, this ain't your place. I'm tired of seeing Earl Grey. So take your bag and go away. Please don't make me repeat myself, or you'll find yourself on the bottom shelf. Hey. So then my wife looks at me and she says, now what are you going to do? How are you going to end that one? Think her exact words, Larry. What now, smart ass? No. Something like that. Now perhaps you've asked yourself this question: what could be the moral of this song? One day you're hot, but the next day finds you tepid. Be careful when you string others along. But there's a happy ending to this tale. Ginger's married name is Mrs. Ale. And then there's the happy Jasmine Gray. Or just sum it up however you please, but it's nothing more than just an ode to tease. Thank you. Man, this spoils you having a sound guy, because he's got everything plugged in separately. I'm normally unplugging and. All right, this is, for those of you that have to go to the bathroom now, this is your time. The banjo, I'm going to tell that joke right away, because that way I can maybe remember it. What's the definition of perfect pitch? Anyone? It's when you toss your banjo into the dumpster and you don't hit the sides. It's a perfect pitch. I'd heard that before, but I keep forgetting that one. I thought I'd start out with that one. What's the difference between a banjo and a trampoline? It's a quiet group. You take your shoes off to jump on a trampoline. Okay. What's the difference between a banjo and an onion? No one cries when you cut up a banjo. So my wife just despises banjos, and I've got 3. A tenor and 2 5-strings, and so one morning before she got up, I sat there and I thought, well, I bet I can convert her to liking banjos if I write her a love song. So just wrote this real corny love song, and and then she came down, and of course got the eye rolls. I went in to sing it to her, and she's like, "Really, the banjo?" And played it for her, and she still doesn't like banjos. And crazy thing is, we recorded this song for the album in Nashville, and I can see where it's streaming, and for some reason, this song streams in Japan. So I'm not sure what it is. So I told her, we might have to go on tour, and you're going to have to hear this every night in Japan. So it's simply called Banjo Love Song. I think I'll write you a love song, gonna write it on my banjo, just strumming along kinda easy, not sure where it will go. I love you in the morning, I love you in the daytime, I love you late at night. No matter how I sing this song, I want to get it right, because I love you, I love you, I love you. Plain and simple, that's all I've got to say. I love you, I love you, I love you. Girl, I'll love you till my dying day. I hope you don't see this as corny, 'cause girl, I'm so sincere. My life just hasn't been the same since I saw you standing there. No matter where I find myself, you're in my thoughts and dreams. Even when I'm not saying it out loud, I hope you hear my heart scream. I love you, I love you, I love you. Plain and simple, that's all I've got to say. I love you, I love you, I love you. Girl, I'll love you till my dying day. I hope in the way I treat you, you know my love is real. Still thought I'd write this little tune to remind you how I feel. I love you, I love you, I love you. Plain and simple, that's all I've got to say. I love you, I love you, I love you. Girl, I'll love you till my dying day. This is a cover song. This is a song by Sean Mullins. It's called Sunshine. Frank don't mind the rain. He kinda digs the sound. But Portland in November can sometimes get you down. When you're standing in a doorway and you keep out of the cold, and no one's looking your way, and you got no bills to fold. But Frankie don't like begging. He could use a buck or two. Yeah, to bed down at the mission, maybe sleep a whole night through, and dream about Maria, a girl that he once knew. We all need little sunshine. This is the sing-along part. We all need a little sunshine. Everybody needs. Everybody needs a little sunshine. Too many days, dark and gray. We need a little sunshine. Well, Frank touched down in Pioneer Square, June of '69. He thumbed here up the West Coast to get the war off of his mind. And it's where he met Maria, and she made him feel so fine, singing, we all need a little sunshine. She was singing, we all need a little sunshine. Everybody needs a little sunshine. Love was free, so was she, singing in the sunshine, sweet sunshine. Frank wakes up at sunrise and he hears a distant train. Finds a piece of cardboard in the alley by the drain, and he writes his message black and bold, and he remembers why he came here. We all need a little sunshine. We all need a little sunshine. Everybody needs a little sunshine. I can't take another day, dark and gray. Need a little sunshine. Need a little sunshine. Here we go. We all need a little sunshine. We all need a little sunshine. Everybody needs a little sunshine. Frank don't mind the rain. He kinda digs the sound. Well, you know, I might have to change it up a little bit here tonight from what I have on here. You know, it might just happen. I'm not. But this is a song I wrote in 2020. And again, sometimes you just get these lines that come into your head and you write them down, and you end up singing it, and then it's like, you know, what's this about? I'm just really not sure. So I've given up trying to interpret my song. So it's whatever it means to you, okay? and if it's something cool, please let me know. If it's really something cool, that you know. But this song's called "Not My Kind of Bargain." Sitting there, head in hand, it's so hard to understand. Madness all across the land, he's every man alone. He finds it hard to concentrate, such a cruel twist of fate. If good things come to those who wait, he would have won the lottery. How can this be? I just can't see. It seems misery is free, but that's not my kind of bargain. My granddad used to say to me words I won't forget. He said, the hurrieder I go, the behinder I get. He'd say how life moves faster with each passing year. The moral of the lesson was life's right now, right here. Sitting out on the porch swing, wondering what this day might bring, what kind of song he'll get to sing, and who will be singing with him. He just sits there, head in hand, trying hard to understand. Madness all across the land, he's every man alone. How can this be? I just can't see. Seems misery is free, but that's not my kind of bargain. Thanks. Thank you so much. Well, you know, a while back we ordered this pizza pan from Amazon, you know, and you know, with the holes in it to keep the crust from getting soggy. And it arrived, and I thought, well, you know, I'll be a good guy, and I'll kind of take it out of the packaging and wash it and put it away. And as I'm taking the cardboard off, I see a warning on there. It says, you know, warning, pan may be hot when taken from oven. I thought, damn, I'm so glad they told me that. So I said something to my wife about it, and she didn't help me any. She looked at this microwave pack, and she said, well, look at this. It says food may be hot once microwaved. I would hope so, right? You know, be replacing my microwave. So I started thinking about that, and I thought, man, what has happened to mankind? One of my trips to Ukraine, I've made 16 trips over there starting back in '98, and one of my trips over there, someone said to me, is it true that they have warnings on coffee cups in America? And, you know, I didn't know if I should fess up to that or not. You know, how dumb does it make us look? I don't know. And so I said, yeah, it's true. And it's like, well, why? Shouldn't coffee be hot? And I'm like, well, you would think. So I decided to write this song called Common Sense. So this is kind of a new one. Hot food's hot and cold food's cold. All these lawsuits are getting old. You'd think that folks would have some common sense. Why do we need a warning on the box like this pan from the oven might really be hot? Or supervise your kids because they might get hurt? Ain't this American system grand? Spill your coffee in your lap, get $1 million in your hand, they'll just pass it on to others. So don't you fret. Stick your fingers in the fan and get 100 grand. People rejoice across the land. There's wealth without responsibility. There's no sitting on the fence. We've lost our common sense. Now it's easier to just blame someone else. It really weren't my fault, but I just didn't know that drinking a fifth of whiskey would make my reaction slow. How many warnings do we need before we finally see that the dumbing down of mankind is finally complete? Yeah, that warning is on the whiskey bottle if you look. Well, Mama used to blow in the food from the oven because she knew that it was hot. And it wasn't just a warning she had read. If I burned my mouth, she'd say, "What did you expect? It came off of the stove." We learned that hot food's hot and cold food's cold. Well, we learned not to run with scissors, and we had our pocket knives. If we cut ourselves, it was our own damn fault. Eating popsicles fast might mean brain freeze. Getting scratched by the cat was because we teased, and we knew to keep our feet out of the spokes. My niece's son inspired this next verse. There is a warning on the hot sauce bottles. Don't touch hot sauce to your eyes or nose. They'll start to run like a garden hose. That object in the mirror is closer than you think. Little kids might get small things stuck in their throat, so keep them out of reach. Hide those cleanser bottles, because it's not good to drink bleach. There's no sitting on the fence. We've lost our common sense. Now it's easier to just blame someone else. Well, it really weren't my fault, but I never had a hunch that if I put my hand through the bars, that bear might have it for lunch. How many warnings do we need before we finally see that the dumbing down of mankind is finally complete? Warning, your food may be hot once it's been microwaved. Don't hang clothes from the sprinkler in your hotel room. Check your surroundings before you back up. Don't use your hair dryer while you're sitting in the tub. Be warned that food not fully cooked might just make you sick. Not using that tool correctly might mean the loss of limb. Remember that a chainsaw is not a toy. Don't put that plastic bag over your head, because before you know it, you'll wake up dead. Make sure you wash your hands after you poop. Warnings, warnings everywhere. Will it ever end? I hate to break it to you all, but let me tell you, friends, there's no sitting on the fence. We've lost our common sense. Now it's easier to just blame someone else. It really weren't my fault, but why didn't you say that before I stepped out in the street? I should have looked both ways. How many warnings do we need before we finally see that the dumbing down of mankind is finally complete? How many warnings do we need before we finally see that the dumbing down of mankind is finally complete? Well, thanks. Yeah, I think I was channeling with the picking too on that. Well, this is another one that happened in an unusual way. I was dealing with this thing called AFib. This is my past. I finally got it taken care of. But I'd end up in the ER. It'd always be early hours. Like 1 to 3 in the morning. It seemed my heart would start racing, and I'd have to end up going to the ER. So I'm there one night, and it was probably my 4th, 5th, 6th visit there, and I'm laying there, and my wife had kind of nodded off, and I'm looking at the monitor. Have you ever been hooked up to a heart monitor? You're watching those little beeps, and of course, I was probably a little tired, wasn't thinking real clearly, but I'm thinking, wow, that'd be wild if the next one didn't show up. And then, I looked at the respirations, and I thought, wow, that'd be kind of crazy too if that next one didn't show up. And I realized how, we're that close. We're just one away from a life-changing experience. And so all of a sudden, these words started popping into my head, and I thought, well, I got to write them down. And and so I said to my wife, I'm like, Deb, and she looks at me and she's like, yeah, I need my phone. She's like, it's 3:00 in the morning. I'm like, I got to put these words down. So this was written from a hospital bed in the ER down here at Geisinger. So it's called Just One Off. Just one off from a new beginning. Just one off from that first step. Just one off from making a difference. Just one off from a second chance. We're just one off from doing no harm. And we're just one off from buying that farm. Just one off from doing what you ought to, step out and don't look back. Just one off from sharing some kindness. Just one off from healing old wounds. Just one off from making a new friend. Just one off from trying again. Just one off from paying it forward with maybe a coffee or just a kind word. Just one off from doing what you ought to, step out and don't look back. Take what you got, it may be more than you thought. You'll get as you give, just love as you live. Step on out and don't look back. No, don't look back. Just one off from a love you've been missing. Just one off from some hugging and kissing. Just one off from dinner and romance. Just one off from doing a new dance. Just one off from the next journey. And we're just one off from the Undertaker's gurney. Just one off from doing what you ought to, step out and don't look back. Just one off from calling that old friend. Maybe you'll just get together again. Just one off from time with family. Just one off from how things could be. All that matters once we've gone to the grave is the love in our lifetime that we gave. We're just one off from doing what we ought to, step out, don't look back. Take what you got, and maybe more than you thought. You'll get as you give, just love as you live. Step on out and don't look back. No, don't look back. Take what you got, and maybe more than you thought. You'll get as you give, just love as you live. Step on out and don't look back. No, don't look back. No, don't look back. No, don't look back. Thanks. Listen to this song. I feel like Taylor Swift when I play this song, because this was inspired by a friend, and then you feel guilty about writing about a friend. And this song's called "Running and Hiding." Looking out of the window from seat 7A, watching the sunset on another long day, thinking about sleep in some hotel bed where she can pull up the covers right over her head. Is she running from something or just hoping to find her purpose in life? Or is she just wasting time? Does she fear what tomorrow might just hold in store? Maybe loving someone like she had once before. Oh, a corner table in some tiny cafe where he finds himself spending a lot of his day, pondering life's roads and the turns that it took, comparing it to others he's read about in some book. Not sure where he's headed, just knows where he's been, searching for answers, his patience worn thin. Does he fear what tomorrow might just hold in store, that it might take him someplace where he's been once before? Running and hiding is our nature, it seems, scared of the future and the depths of our dreams. Running and hiding till there's no place to go, where it don't come unraveled and you don't somehow know. You're just fleeing the day, getting lost in the night, hoping the darkness might just make things right, but it don't. And it won't. I suppose all I write speaks something to me. Fears, hopes, and dreams that won't let me free. Not saying it's bad, not saying it's good, not saying that luck comes from knocking on wood. I hope what you see is that we're all just the same, running the maze, playing the game. I'll share what I've learned. Can you share with me? It's in coming together that we find ourselves free. 'Cause running and hiding is our nature, it seems. Scared of the future and the depths of our dreams. Running and hiding till there's no place to go, where it don't come unraveled and you don't somehow know. You're just fleeing the day, getting lost in the night, hoping the darkness might just make things right, but it don't, and it won't. No, it don't, and it won't. Thank you. Well, my friend Kat Holdren, how many know Kat? Yeah, there's a few, okay. Well, Kat Holdren's, she's doing the open mic next door. And there used to be a coffee house in Bloomsburg here called the Town Perk. And, having played kids music for so long, they had me come and do kids lunches there. And so I would do these kids lunches, and they had a little raised area, raised stage, and I'd be there playing, and there were these two little girls that used to always sit on the stage. They'd sit right up in front of me, and so years go by, and I get a message, Facebook, someone finds me on Facebook and says, "Hey, I don't know if you remember the two girls that used to always sit at your feet at Town Perk, but one of them's now playing guitar and singing." And she said, and she told me where she was playing, so I went out to hear her. And and it was just so cool to hear her now singing, and she was doing some great covers, and hadn't yet started doing her original stuff, which she's doing now. But she was doing these great songs. And it's like, oh, this is awesome! It's so good to hear her doing this. I have to go hear her again. And then shortly thereafter, I get a message from her mom saying, hey, Kat's in intensive care. And she just wrote about this today, so I'm not violating HIPAA. She just wrote about this did a long post on Facebook, but she. Or yesterday, I guess it was, but she said, her mom said, we're not sure what's going on. She's on a ventilator and not doing well. So I started going up and singing to her every night. And crazy thing was, even though she seemed to be out of it, tears would come down her face when I would play. And, not just her face, but my face, her mom's face, but we would sit there and we would do music. And so it went on for a while. I'm not sure how long I was singing to her while she was intubated. Then she got extubated, and she's finally awake, and I go in, and so I had gone into my studio, and I worked up the songs that I heard her covering, because I thought, okay, I'm going to go in with familiar songs so I can get her singing again. And I would play these songs, and she'd look at me and say, I don't remember those. I don't remember those. And we tried and tried and tried. So I'd go up there every night. Well, one night, it was very late. I went up to the unit, and we're sitting there, and I'm playing a few songs, and I'm looking at her mom, who just seems to keep sinking lower and lower in the chair. And all of a sudden, she looks at me, and she says, maybe you're just not playing it right. Well, my guitar came off so fast, and I laid it on her. She's laying there in bed. I laid it on her, and I said, show me how it should be played. And she started to sing. And she's back. She's singing now and doing wonderful. And she wrote in her piece on Facebook yesterday that sometimes it takes a near-death experience to bring you inspiration. So it's really started her writing, and she's really come a long way. But I told her I'd be singing this song tonight, and I wrote this because of her. It's called With Music As Our Breath. And I have the harmonica in the holder backwards, so let me just flip that around. There we go. That would have been awkward. So this song's called With Music As Our Breath. I am just an old man with music as my breath. Life without music seems a fate worse than death. Not sure where it's going, I think of where it's been. And if I had the chance, I'd sing it all again. There are songs we've sung together, those we've sung alone. There's that song you once sang to me on the telephone. They speak to us of beauty, they speak to us of life. There are those that take the hurt from us just like a surgeon's knife. So we sing, yes we sing. We sing out, each with our own song. We sing, yes we sing. With music as our breath we move along. They said she lost the music. We all looked on in pain, wondering what we had to do to bring it back again. Her brain as if on fire, fought but she kicked back, searching for the needle, lost in the haystack. And then she sang, yes she sang. She sang out, singing her own song. And we'll sing, yes we'll sing, with music as our breath will move along. Oh, 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 oh. There's songs that you cover, there are songs that you compose. We play and sing as we must, that's how this journey goes. As each we are our own, no rights and there's no wrongs. When it comes to breathing, the breath that is your song. So let's sing, let's sing, let's sing out, each with our own song. Sing, yes we'll sing, music as our breath will move along. Sing, sing, sing out with your own song. Oh, sing, yes, sing, with music as our breath will move along. Thank you. Should be watching the time. Well, I found myself well, I wrote this song for a friend as well, and you know, sometimes we need to remind others that we're there for them. So this is that song that I wrote. It's called You're Not Alone. in a strange place. Smile on your face seems misplaced, alone. Gray day, can't find our way. Not sure what I miss the most. Was it something someone said? Is it something I've misread? Is it something that I missed? I only know I wish it wasn't so. I wish it wasn't so. Time and time again, I try to be a friend. Same thing every time. It's an uphill climb. Maybe it's just me. My hope is you could see I will always be here for you. I'll keep trying to find a way, find the words I need to say. Pray to God above each day that you will know you're not alone. You're not alone. Not sure what you're looking for, not sure what you will find. There's so much to be gained from what we leave behind. That extra weight keeps pulling us down. We need to keep our eyes on the friends all around. You're not alone. You're not alone. Sometimes it's hard to see and harder to believe there's anyone around who really cares. All the trials, all the pain, no sunshine, only rain. The longing never ends for something more. I may not fully understand, but as I watch the hourglass sand, I simply stand here hand in hand, let you know you're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. Thanks. Let me look at this set list. Might have to do some trimming here. Time flies. So much music, so little time. So this is a song I wrote kind of shortly after my sister-in-law had passed away, and of course we have that in life. We have those we love and get close to, friends, family, and we lose them. And but I was sitting out one day, and I don't know, for some reason she came to mind. This was a few months after she had passed, and I just started writing this song. It's called "Not a Day Goes By," because sometimes I get frustrated with myself. You swear that things will never be the same. Then some days you kind of feel like they are, and you feel like you forgot, and then other days, you can't forget. So it's just that turmoil in our heads, and that's what this song is about. Not a day goes by that I don't remember. Not a day goes by that I don't forget. Not a day goes by where something ain't different. Not a day goes by where some things just don't change. Woke up today, saw the mist up in the hills, morning sun in the sky. Cup of coffee in my hand, teardrops in my eyes. Turned from the window, sat down in my chair. Thought of the days when you'd be sitting there. Seems nothing moves faster than the speed of life, and nothing moves slower than grief's sharp knife. Not a day goes by that I don't remember. Not a day goes by that I don't forget. Not a day goes by where something ain't different. Not a day goes by where some things just don't change. Thoughts of you running through my head. Thoughts of you when I'm lying in bed. Thoughts of you walking across the grass. So many thoughts of you still make me laugh. Thoughts of words left unsaid. Thoughts of songs unsung. Yet thoughts of you still bring a smile, 'cause through it all there was love. Life goes on, although it's not the same. I miss your face, miss calling your name. Not a day goes by that I don't remember. Not a day goes by that I don't forget. Not a day goes by where something ain't different. Not a day goes by where some things just don't change. Not a day goes by that I don't remember. Not a day goes by that I don't forget. Not a day goes by where something ain't different. Not a day goes by where some things just don't change. Thank you. Well, nothing like, waiting until the end of the show to bring everybody down. It's another song that kind of deals with kind of the same subject in a way, but I wrote this on New Year's Eve, I put the date down as 2014. It could have been 2013. I remember I did it New Year's Eve. I think it was 2014 I actually wrote it. But again, thinking of the journey, and I just decided to add this one tonight because my wife and I just lost a dear friend just 2 days ago, I guess it was. And so I thought I would sing this. It's called Surrounded. And actually, wait just a second. If you have a beer, now's your time. You can all come up and take a hit off of this. Yeah, and that, you got to be smarter than that. I got an opener if you need one. I got it. All right. So this is my buddy Mike, and there's a sign in. There's a line in here. It says, "So we raise up a pint." So just act like you have one, okay? It's called Surrounded. It's also on the CD in the back. Oh, the old year is over, a new one begins. There are faces that are missing, some family, many friends. The journey goes on, 'cause that's how life is. New adventures still to come, yet there's so much that I'll miss. With friends we will gather to raise a glass and sing songs. It's those who surround us, who help us go on. Though some might be strangers, many others we know. I'm so glad I've met you out here on this road. So let's raise up a pint and be of good cheer. There's a perfect love that drives out all fear. Wish all those around you a happy new year. My friends, I hold you all dear. Yes, my friends, I hold you all dear. Yeah, it is a New Year's song. But you know, like if today was your birthday, it'd be the start of a new year, right? So every day is the start of a new year. So I figure I can sing this 365 days of the year. Or this year I could sing it 366 days. Well, the times that we have are a treasure untold. With all those around us, the young and the old, our voices together in sweet harmony. New adventures still to come for both you and me. So let's raise up a pint and be of good cheer. There's a perfect love that drives out all fear. Wish all those around you a happy new year. My friends, I hold you all dear. Yes, my friends, I hold you all dear. Oh, I hold you all dear. So let's raise up a pint and be of good cheer. There's a perfect love that drives out all fear. Wish all those around you a happy new year. My friends, I hold you all dear. Yes, my friends, I hold you all dear. Oh, I hold you all dear. I hold you all dear. I hold you all dear. Thank you. Well, kind of timed it out right, but I'm going to throw one extra song in. Is that okay with the powers that be? All right. So I have some very special friends here that I met in Arizona back in. I don't think I met you in '92, but I met you. But I met Kyle in 1992. I was playing at a camp for kids with cancer, and their son was a camper there, and we connected over the music. And once I got to meet his dad and mom, I understood music runs deep in this clan. It's in their veins, and so then years later, you know, my buddy Casey came back and was my cabin mate, and the stories we could tell. And I won't get into that because, you know. But anyways, this is a song we always sang at camp, and he happened to mention it back there, so a little bit to celebrate. So this is a song I wrote many, many years ago, and we sing it at camp every year, and many times. And actually, one of my greatest honors was I would sing this a lot in Ukraine as well, and one time I was there on Christmas Eve, and we got together for the traditional Christmas dinner, which I experienced here in Bloomsburg at the Elmdale Inn. And one of my friends there had put a rubber glove on his head to look bald and had made a beard out of cotton balls. You know, these Ukrainians. They're crafty people. And he came out with his guitar and sang "Celebrate Z Times" to me. And it was so special. And so this is just one of those songs that, for me, has a lot of stories behind it. So. We celebrate the times that we have with each other, as fathers or mothers, friends, sisters or brothers, as grandmas or grandpas, cousins, uncles or aunts. We celebrate our times together. Celebrate the times. Celebrate the laughter. Once you've shared so much together, the memories last forever. Let us dwell in the joy that wipes away all of our tears, as we celebrate our times together. We celebrate the moments shared one with another, each one very special, unlike any other. Through all of our trials or triumphs or fears, we celebrate our times together. Celebrate the times, celebrate the laughter. Once you've shared so much together, the memories last forever. Let us dwell in the joy that wipes away all of our tears. As we celebrate our times together, each precious moment's a gift from above. When we share them together, we wrap them in love. Let our hearts rejoice. Celebrate the times, celebrate the laughter. Once you've shared so much together, the memories last forever. Let us dwell in the joy that wipes away all of our tears. As we celebrate our times, as we celebrate our times, as we celebrate our times together. To you, my friends. So you drove here from Connecticut? Rhode Island. They can't, yeah, so they get the prize for coming the furthest. We've done that before. He doesn't really mean Tom Jones. Oh, the stories are starting to come out. Yeah. Well, this has been an incredible privilege to play here in the listening room. I just love what they're doing here, the artwork. As I was here, and of course, there's a scene from The Shining up here, which you look and it's like, whoa, like someone looking through the wall. And it's Jack Nicholson, But anyways, this has truly been a joy. You guys have been wonderful. Thanks for hanging with me tonight. You're very welcome. So I wrote this as a closing song, and so that's what it is, the closing song. It may have a sing-along part. It may just go like this. La 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 la. Heading down the highway of his dreams, not trying to hit the big time, though to some that's how it seems. He just needs to sing his songs, and he loves it when folks sing along. He loves how the music can set people free. He ain't asking for much as he travels around, just playing in houses in town after town, hoping that maybe folks will join their voices with his and sing the refrain time and again, together in sweet harmony, like this. La 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 la. Boy, you guys are good. They told me it was a quality crowd that came in here. Life's been good, but life happens fast. First it's tomorrow, and then it's the past. But he keeps on singing, keeps on playing his songs. These days moving slower, but still moving on. Grabs his guitar, steps up to the mic. He sings a new song he hopes they will like. He gets to the chorus, hoping they'll all sing along and sing this refrain time and again, together in sweet harmony. La 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 At the end of the night, as he packs up his gear, he thinks of how lucky he is to be here, and he's grateful for all who give him their time and their voices joined in this song, singing la 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 la. Sing with me, whoa, sing along in harmony. Yeah, whoa. La 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 la. Thank you so much. And the chorus, a bridge would be nice. I'll sing it through once, I'll sing it through twice, just singing for the sake of the song. I'm just singing for the sake of the song. Just singing for the sake of the song. Well, thanks.